excellent at the free throw line.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And here's McCollum. He's got 5. Now here's Henderson. Just 5 to shoot. The Trailblazers need to get off a shot. Crab, no good.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Raptors lead by 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And DeMar DeRozan, this Toronto Raptors team, he said he wants to bring them back.
A lot of people never really pay no attention to the Raptors.
Let's face it, it's never easy for Toronto to get the attention that Clark, the U.S. teams get. That's just a fact of life. Vince Carter, at his best, couldn't change.
And, I don't even know if winning a championship would change that. Quite honestly, even if DeMar won the MVP. Just saying.
Yeah. And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
Corey Joseph is out there with Lowry. Then it's Terrence Ross. Then it's Scola. And it's Biyombo at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Ross dishes to Biyombo. Lowry for 3. And it's Lowry again missing.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much. Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
There's the 3. Again, the miss by Lowry. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. In the corner, Henderson with it. Here's the triple. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. And the Trailblazers lead by 2.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
To halt the run, and Scola finishes inside.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
And I love that about him. He's very simple, not really flashy, just consistently beats the rock. He wears his opponents down.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Hi, Kevin. I was able to hear the advice Terry Stotts gave to his team during that last break. He told his guys that their offense needed to run through Lillard. Coach stressed the importance of getting the ball in his hands as soon as possible at the start of their possessions. No question he's going to be the key guy for them offensively. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game plan. We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
And thanks for that story, Doris.
And talking about Lowry, going to Toronto was a godsend for him. I mean, he had clashed with a number of coaches early in his career. His hard-headedness had been working against him. But in Toronto, he learned how to buy into a system and save the wrath for his opponent.
And Patterson kicks to Valanciunas. Toronto working the ball around now. From deep three-point range, shot misses. And the Trailblazers going the other way.
He's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And the basket by Lillard. Lillard's got the lead up to 2 now for the Trailblazers.
And for Lowry, he's been on fire the past couple of seasons. He's shown toughness, leadership, and the instinct to make winning plays on the court at both ends.
Drills the three-pointer. Lowry's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Toronto.
And 2 more three-point field goals for him here in the second quarter. Somebody had better get a hand up.
Plumlee with a screen on Lowry. Lillard, and he uses the glass on the way up. Lillard's got 12 points in the game.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
All about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
And the Raptors call time here. Damian Lillard is a 2-time All-Star. He just keeps getting better and better, and I love his demeanor on the floor. He seems a lot older than he really is.
Yeah, he's got an old head, and he's got a very even-keeled disposition about him, which serves him well. He almost missed the All-Star game last season and was an injury replacement.
Some changes for Toronto. Biyombo comes in for Valanciunas, and it's Ross in for Patterson. And a switch here also for Portland. McCollum's checked in. Raptors have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Lowry against Lillard. There's the screen. Jacks up a 3. The shot is off.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense. Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Lowry kicks to Biyombo. Offensive rebound. Carroll passes to Lowry. Again, the miss by Lowry.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And, guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
The shot by Vonleh no good. Raptors trail by 4. And DeRozan kicks to Biyombo. Passes it to Ross. The 3. Shot's good. Ross has got his first 3 points of the game. Portland's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Vonleh's hitting the pick for McCollum. To the inside. Goes back up. Plumlee. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert.
Here's Ross. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Ross has got 5 points so far. Lillard attacking. It's deflected. Lowry against Lillard. Here's Ross. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. And now a 3-point Toronto lead.
He is really having a good quarter, a strong quarter, an efficient quarter, doing a lot of positive things out there.
Harkless with the bucket.
Well, I'd have to say Lillard is one of the game's best passers right now.
A chance here to go 2 for 1.
Boy, they've got to ramp up the speed and make it happen in a hurry.
Lowry against Lillard. Beyond the arc. And Kyle Lowry with the 3. Lowry's got 9 points in the quarter.
And the 3-pointers are starting to add up. That's his 3rd of the quarter, and it brings him to 4 on the game.
Lillard against Lowry. Lillard outside. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Toronto ahead, leading by 3. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, Damian, a great first half for you. Plenty of intensity out there. For someone as friendly and charismatic.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Ernie Johnson along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. The biggest lead of the quarter was only 3 points as they... All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. One of the stories here, Kyle Lowry getting it done today.
And, you know, I'm not sure that he can continue to shoot the three as well as he has up to this point. He has been lights out.
You know, sometimes, Greg, you have those nights where the basket just looks twice as large as it is. Grand Canyon size. It might be one of those nights for him.
On the floor for Portland. Lillard at the point with C. Harkless is out there with Aminu. And it's Plumlee in at the 5 spot. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And one thing about Damian Lillard, for as much as he handles the ball, for as much as he pushes the action, he doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, surprising for a young, aggressive point guard, but this guy plays wise beyond his years.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
McCollum kicks to Harkless. He feeds it to McCollum. Plumlee with a screen on DeRozan. And the basket by Lillard. And you know, Clark, another important point regarding Lillard, for as aggressive as he has been going to the basket, he's extremely durable. He's been terrific in terms of health.
He's been an every gamer throughout his young career. That is remarkable. Unusual in today's NBA for sure.
Down low, here's Harkless. Tries again. And there's the nice layup by Plumlee. And the Trailblazers lead by 1. Third quarter, guys, and this has been a neck-and-neck game.
Sure has been. I mean, guys, momentum is hard to come by in this one. I mean, it seems like one team gets the lead, and then the other one storms right back.
Both teams getting it done defensively, as evidenced by the 8 lead changes thus far. That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half. And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
And, guys, C.J. McCollum is a scoring-minded combo guard out of Lehigh. Was taken with the 10th pick back in 2013 and still looking to make a big impact in the NBA.
Powell, he's checked in for the Raptors. Corey Joseph comes in for Kyle Lowry. Ed Davis is checked in for Portland. Crabbe comes in for Harkless.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Now McCollum has struggled with injury. He's broken a bone in each of the last 3 seasons, dating back to college at Lehigh.
Yeah, and if he can stay healthy, I think he's got a bright future. He had a broken finger last season, and he broke his foot twice in the seasons prior, Kevin, just to embellish the injury situation. But he's got some ability.
As magical as the 2014 playoffs were for the Blazers, remember they beat Houston in that first round, that great shot by Lillard late to win it and move on. 2015, not as much. You know, Greg, they drew a very tough Memphis team, as you recall, in the first round.
Yeah, you often talk about styles making fights. Very similar in this series. They would go on to drop the first 3 games before being bounced, but still a good showing for a team that struggled mightily down the stretch with injuries.
Powell, no good, unable to end this run. Trailblazers leading by 4. Davis sets a screen. Here's Henderson. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. Henderson's got 6.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
Aminu with the bucket. And it's an 8-point Trailblazer lead.
And, you know, just as you said, Portland didn't have enough to get by the Grizzlies in the first round. Ended up losing in 5 after taking 1 game, and that was game 4. Just had a hard time breaking down the Memphis defense.
Here's DeRozan. And again, no good by Toronto.
Yeah, the offense seems completely in disarray.
Exactly. But at the other end, it's one bucket after the other. This run is getting out of hand right now.
Another loss for the Blazers when they were the 4 seed, as you mentioned. As a franchise, they have lost in the first round every time they have ended up as the 4 seed. Not exactly a good position for them to be in.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Yeah, the D, though, just enough to bother the rhythm on that one, Clark. Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And the Raptors call time here.
Well, you know, you look at the Raptors, and they improved in a number of ways last season, but their bench play was one of their bigger improvements. I mean, they had one of the weaker benches in the league in 2014, but they flipped that around last year.
Leonard, he's checked in for Al-Farouq Aminu. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Greg, one thing about the Raptors last year, they made the moves they needed to in order to be sure to fix their bench, strengthen their bench. It showed on paper and in person.
Yeah, credit their front office. In 2014, they had a bottom 5 bench in terms of scoring. Last season, they flipped that, became a top 5 bench in terms of that scoring, and even had the 6th man of the year leading the way.
Lou Williams. Lowry. For 3, that one goes. Count it. Lowry's got 6 in the quarter.
Once again, he's able to knock down the long-range jumper. He's on automatic. Just a brilliant game.
McCollum kicks to Henderson. Davis sets a screen. Henderson, no good.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
And DeRozan throws it down hard.
You know, on the surface, it might seem questionable to attempt a dunk like that when you're behind. But I think he's just trying to give him a spark.
And what a dunk it was.
And he's got that awe factor. Even look at us. We're all sitting here just waiting for when he goes airborne.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very, very well done.
Outside Lowry. And it's Lowry again missing. Portland leading by 9. Here's Crabbe. Drains the three-pointer. Crabbe's got 5 points so far.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
The screen from Thompson. Lowry from outside. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Some changes for Toronto. Luis Scola, he's checked in for Thompson. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for DeMar DeRozan. Portland also making some changes. Plumlee, he's checked in for Davis. Maurice Harkless comes in for Gerald Henderson. And Damian Lillard subbed in for C.J. McCollum. Lowry against Lillard. Ross grabs the board. Raptors trail by 12.
Blocking foul called on Mo Harkless. That's his first personal foul, first team foul.
.36 seconds left in the third. Feeds it to Carroll. 6 on the shot clock. Harkless with the steal. 20 seconds left to play in the third. Lillard outside. Plumlee sets the pick for Lillard. Pass to Plumlee. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Whoa, whoa. That'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Trailblazers lead by 14. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Trailblazers leading by 14. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. Corey Joseph is out there with Lowry, and it's Powell in at the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Plumlee dishes to Harkless. Clock at 6. Lillard attacking, and he goes in for the dunk.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Lowry against Lillard. Outside Lowry. Patterson, the screen. Three-pointer. And Harkless pulls it down. Harkless has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, the score has a lot to do with that. Their overall effort and execution has been elite.
A shot by Lowry, no good.
And maybe, you know, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the threes.
Out to the right wing. The open shot, Lillard. Here's Plumlee. The 3rd shot of the possession finally falls for him.
And guys, that kind of sums it up right there. I mean, one team getting after it, hustling the rebounds, the putbacks. The other team just a step slow.
Lowry from outside, and again, no good.